Okay, let's dive in and have a look at the S&M track by Rihanna, or our version of it anyway. We've got a kick drum and a snare pattern going here, and I've played in a basic bass line riff here. I've got one oscillator going on the Jupiter at the moment. It's a sawtooth wave. Now if we mix in the second oscillator, it's got that real fuzzy wobble sound. That's caused by the pulse width modulation on the square wave we assigned to this oscillator. It's being modulated by the LFO. So it's modulating that wave shape, changing the shape of that square wave. We want quite a lot of that. We mix it back in with that first oscillator so they're playing together. That's the basic idea behind this type of sound. And I've got here a bass sound coming from Noisemaker, 2 oscillators on this synth. It just happened to be set to pulse and saw waves. Filter right down, so it's filtering out all those high frequencies. We just want that bass end in there. Fast attack and release. Doing the same thing as the riff, the main riff we've got already, just lower down. If we go back to this Jupiter riff, we can give a little bit of a stereo effect by putting a short delay, different delays on the left and the right from this stereo delay. No feedback here. It's working well so far. And now we turn to Prologue. This happens to be one of the built-in Cubase synths. It's an analog style synth. Let's turn off those other oscillators. And you hear the noise in there as well, which we've got doubling with everything in there. There's wave modulation, which is a Prologue's version of pulse width modulation, which we're controlling from the LFO once again. We've also got square waves coming from oscillators 2 and 3, but an octave, and then 2 octaves above the main note, with that little noise pulse in there as well, which we are controlling with this third envelope here. We control how much of that we want. We just want it on the attacks. It enhances that attack on the sound. Building up those layers. Seems to work pretty well. And then what we got here is an octave of the main Jupiter riff. We just copied the tracks over and pushed up the notes by an octave. Just keeps it pushing further. Now, we've also got a little bit of reverb we put on here. This happens to be a non-linear program from PowerCore, but a short reverb of most kinds is a good starting point here. We've applied that to the various elements apart from the bass, of course. And then we've got compression on the various elements here, and they're being triggered, or being the sidechain, I should say, the amount of dynamic change is being controlled by the kick level and also the snare level. So every time the kick and snare hit, it will push that compression. So there's a gain reduction. You you get that subtle pumping effect. And then we've rounded everything off here with a little bit of bus compression. And then, if you want to hear what it sounds like, it's kind of mastered version. We've got isotope ozone across that, just to give a bombastic effect, so we can actually check it out and see what it's going to sound like. The master style, very rough and ready though. You might want to tailor the reverb a little bit here, play around with things like that, change the levels, a bit of panning as well. But that's it.